Now, welcome back to the stage, Film Threat founder Chris Gore and comedian, comic book writer formerly of Comedy Film Nerds, Chris Mancini.
You know, I wanted to say one thing about awards shows, because there's a lot of nominees here. You know, if you lose, it's fixed. But if you win, it's based on merit. So, you know, it's interesting, Chris. On February 6th, 1985, the very first issue of Film Threat was released. Now, those of you guys that don't know, a magazine is kind of like a screen, but you can't change it. But you get like 100 of them in one shot. So that's pretty impressive. Today is actually the 35th anniversary of Film Threat.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm bummed out. I always get bummed out when I check Twitter. What's going on? Just check Twitter,
oh,
right?
Well, wait a minute. Now, if you're checking Twitter, Twitter is never wrong. What could Twitter have to say?
It's just when you check Twitter, right? You're doing an award show. I feel like you immediately become a target. So even though we're trending, it's you know what's trending? As soon as you and I walked out, too Chris, too many.
Oh, really?
That's right. It's currently. Look it up. Look it up. Go ahead. Award this.
I was thinking we'd get the Medal of Freedom.
Then let's get these Chris's off stage and welcome two people from Film Threat not named Chris. Managing editor Alan Ng and writer Dante James.
Twitter is never wrong.
You guys are done here. All right. You're done here. Let's give it up to our bartenders, because I'm feeling nice right now. And the nominees for Best New Hip Hop Artist are...
On February 6, 1985, the very first issue of Film Threat was published, marking today as the 35th anniversary of Film Threat.
Film Threat began way back in the 80s as a fanzine, which then evolved into a magazine. That was a monthly thing that, you know, I bought in the 90s. Shit, I'm that old. Then became a website, then a podcast, then which led us to this award show that I'm not entirely sober for.
So to mark this occasion, we are going to present to you a preview of the Film Threat documentary.
I started Film Threat when I was 19 years old as a punk rock fanzine at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. It started out as a 6-page Xerox fanzine that I financed through a bad check. And I moved on from there, financing Xerox issues through change that I found in the corner seats of my car. And then I thought, well, I gotta make this thing big time. I have got to make this thing a big time, seriously taken magazine. So I went to Value Village and I bought for $5 a business suit and a briefcase, and I went into a printer and I said, you know, net 30, right? And they're like, fine. So I walked out of there and did this to about 4 different printers in Detroit until the sheriff was going to take me in for fraud. I had to sell my entire record collection to pay off some of the printers, and I eventually found an investor who saw the humor and thought it would make a good investment, and here I am today.
Magazine called Film Threat, Tales from the Casting Couch.
The concept of Cecil B. DeMille really came from what I read in Film Threat magazine. They had an article that their readers should go attack the readers of Premiere magazine. That kind of gave me the idea. And then a critic called me Cecil B. Demented, and it was a great compliment to me. And I tried to imagine if there really was a Cecil B. Demented, what he would be like and how crazy he would be.
The media, in my opinion, approaches the same level of madness and avariciousness and evil what the actual killers themselves do.
I do the magazine for the people who read it. I don't do it for studio execs. I don't do it for actors or actresses. I don't do it for anyone else, but I do it for the people.